We are Wrestling with Weed, the podcast.
Woo! Welcome back. We're back in the studios again for another podcast. Me and Broski. So what do you want to open up about? You want to open up about Sting's last match and how we thought the match was today? And
I saw clips online though.
I'm yelling at the cable box like, "What the hell? You know why is it not on?" And then he checks. He goes, I swear they said they posted it today. They posted it today." But yeah, we thought it was today, and I guess
so. It gives us a day to reflect. We got one more day to think about
Sting's last match, baby. And also, side note, this is the best wrestling podcast in the world.
Introduce us,
you know what I'm saying?
Shit,
Wrestling with Weed, best podcast in the world. Shout out to everybody that subscribes to us, likes our videos, shows love. So yeah, Sting's last match.
Who we're smoking today? Or?
Oh yeah. We got today's special is Golden State Exotic Pre-Rolls, and we got what is that? Honey Gelato. I'll put a picture up. These shits are smacking. But yeah, let's get back to Sting's last match. Now, tell us your idea that you told me earlier about him turning heel.
We both talked about how it's kind of a little lackluster. Sting's last match, they're making a big old deal about it, and it's just gonna pretty much be a tag team match versus the Bucks. Which, am I mistaken? Did we not see that already? Or
I think so.
Because
I think so.
For whatever reason, I think that there's just not much grandeur behind this big moment here. So my idea was that this maybe not be the end. That maybe there'd be a story where at the end of the match, Sting turns on Darby, the person that he was mentoring this whole time. How can you do it? Or vice versa. Maybe fucking Darby turns on Sting. I didn't even think about that.
Well, what if he turns on Sting and they pin Sting, and then that Sting's last match he goes out like that, and he just
sets up Darby for a
major heel run. Yup.
That could happen too. Maybe that's what an idea is, but I'm thinking some kind of swerve, one way or the other, at the end of the match. Some kind of shenanigans should happen. If it's just a 1-2-3 finish and either Sting loses or they win, hoorah, one more time. It's just a little for me.
I mean, it's all right, but maybe he's just gonna go out, and if it does, then that's gonna be terrible. If he just goes out in a tag team match, maybe him and Darby win, but okay. So think of the scenarios, right? You got Sting against the Young Bucks, and Sting got the belt. So say Sting loses, okay, he loses his last match. Yeah, they're the champion. Yep.
Okay. So then, boom. That's another reason I don't like the match, because the Bucks are setting themselves up.
Yeah. So just say that Sting's like, fuck it, I'm gonna end it on my back. Let the Bucks win. Let them get major heat for doing that, whatever, you know. And then Sting goes out like that, getting beat by the Young Bucks. What kind? I think that's terrible. So then go the other way. Say Sting and then win, and this is Sting's last match. Then what are they gonna do? The tag team Bucks, another tournament in AEW. There's like 100 tournaments a year in AEW. I'm tired of tournaments. They just need a hot tag team. Who was the tag team champions before them? Who did they beat?
Why do I want to think?
No, you know who it is? It was my boy. They used to team up with Enzo Amore.
Oh yeah,
him and Vanilla Midget Rock.
Big Bill.
Yup. Big Bill and Ricky Starks. I was gonna say Tony Stark.
Talk about making your point though. Like what kind of makeshift tag team is that? Like that's not really putting your tag team division in the light when you got
a bunch of tag teams.
Just not doing nothing.
Well, I mean, you can't give. I can understand if they don't give FTR the title because they've been had it for a while already, and it's just like recycling to let them live without the belt for a while and come back and get it. But they have a bunch of teams they could have put it on. They could have shined on somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought that the House of Black were the triple Ring of Honor champion.
Well, you could have, since Aleister Black don't want to do shit, you could have put the tag straps on Buddy Murphy.
Remember we were talking about Aleister Black not having a singles match? He had one the other day.
Just the other day.
And he smashed that guy.
Of course. That works for me, brother.
I
Hogan
even forgot who he fought. I don't know. Somebody came out or something happened.
I remember seeing it online because everyone was making a big ass fucking deal about, oh my god, Alistair in a singles match.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. Malachi Black. Hey, we were thinking about it too. We were talking about it in the last podcast, and look what happens. Boom. He's like, yeah, I heard these guys. Damn, maybe he heard the podcast. Ooh, yo. No, 100 or something, boy. But
so Sting's last match, talking about Sting, finishing up. What was your personal favorite version of Sting?
Personal favorite version of the Sting. Now,
80s bleach blonde.
Now I can easily say NWO Red and Black or NWO Black and White, or before when he barely had even long hair, and he had the black and white face paint. I always want to get that shirt. If that wrestling store got that shirt, Suplex Vintage
shirt, right?
Wrestling, it's just his face. Yeah, it just has his face. And he had the little short cut. Yeah. I try to look for that picture. I can't even find that picture.
I think you could see.
I thought it was the Mandela effect because I couldn't find that picture nowhere. I looked everywhere for that picture and I can't find it.
I think they use it on the 64 game Revenge. I think you see it on there. Like, I don't know why I want to keep thinking about that image of Sting. I always associate it with.
I'm gonna look it up.
But so, which one did you say?
Okay, the best Sting. There's a lot of Stings. You got the TNA Sting. You got the Joker Sting. But like lately, no lie, I just like when I'm at the crib, I just have YouTube. And if I want to watch something specific, like on TV, I'll put on Streambox. Shout out to Streambox. They got the best cable around. Yeah, sorry about being like, hey, where the show was, and it wasn't even today. But shout out to Streambox. But let's see, like I normally just keep YouTube on and I play video, and then it continuously plays videos that are in your algorithm and whatever, So the other day, probably like maybe 3 or 4 matches of Stings back in the days, early 90s, maybe late 80s in WCW, and they were in front of them hillbilly crowds, but they were packed, jam-packed. It looked dingy, it looked terrible, but I liked that, and it looked nice.
So this is the bleach blonde Sting.
The bleach blonde Sting.
RoboCop.
Yeah, RoboCop Sting. So I'm probably going to go with that Sting, because the match calibers that he was having back then are nothing like when he was in WCW with Hulk Hogan and the NWO later on in the late 90s. His matches were really like, oh, let me stinger splash, suplex, death drop. Either he pins or he gives them the sharpshooter. Because it's not I'm sorry, Sting's retiring right now, but it's not the Scorpion Deathlock. It's the sharpshooter. All right? It's not the Scorpion Deathlock. It's the sharpshooter. And they should have a shirt that says it's not the Scorpion Deathlock, it's the sharpshooter. Maybe we'll have it. Maybe, But yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Beach Blonde Surfer Sting. Because you know what else? I don't know if he did, but it kind of seems like Sandman, when he first came into wrestling, he was trying to go for that look. He had the blonde hair. He came in with a surfboard. Dude. Came a long way. Yeah, I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna post it up. What's yours?
No, but to agree on your point that 80s or the 90s blonde flat top Sting, he was WCW's #1 good guy. He was their Hulk Hogan.
Yes, sir. Imagine him and Hulk Hogan back then had a match, and they kept all this stupid shit aside and just had a match.
He broke in as the Warriors partner.
Yep. And then I had this. I don't know if we had it on tape or if we recorded it, if it's on one of the podcasts. But I remember telling you what you think would have happened if, Sting came to WWE and the Warrior win and was a flash in the pan in WCW and couldn't carry them. They probably would have ran out of business sooner.
They wouldn't have known what to do with the Warrior. They would have just had him. The Warrior gimmick, I believe, full wholeheartedly was Vince McMahon and the WWF promotion staff. I don't think Jim Hellwig came up with that idea.
No, hell no. Well, the man,
he was the Dingo Warrior. The
Dingo Warrior,
yeah.
Okay.
But he came in walking. You know what I'm saying? I think the tassels, the rock music, the running to the ring. I think that was probably.
But did they had makeup on themselves back then though?
They did. He had a little bullshit,
but not colorful like the way they put him.
Give him a little, yeah. They gave him some.
They made him a superstar.
They put the machine behind him.
He was an independent motherfucker with that one look that he had. It was like a dingy wannabe Road Warriors look, and then they made him into a superstar in WWE or in WWF.
And obviously you don't have to be you just have to be a somewhat knowledgeable wrestling fan to know that though Jim Hellwig, the Warrior, probably wouldn't have lasted or got as big as he did if he went to WCW. I think Sting would have been just as big as the Warrior was. I think you put that creative mind behind Sting, they would have done something with him and made him just as big.
Well, there wouldn't have been a Sting and fucking. Well, what if? Okay, it could have altered everything in WWE. So say he goes in 1990 or whatever the hell that happened, and you think the Undertaker comes in? Because if he were to come in, he's coming in before the Undertaker.
Undertaker was in WCW before he came.
That's what I'm saying. No, but I'm saying like if Sting came to WCW and the same time as the Warrior went to WWE, when was that? 1990.
Warrior and WWE went to WWE late 80s.
So late 80s. So what is in the late 80s? Sting goes to WWE. Do they pick up the Undertaker? Maybe they don't pick up the Undertaker. You know what I'm saying? Imagine the matches that a young 1989, 1990 Sting has with Bret Hart, Owen Hart, Shawn Michaels, Razor Ramon.
That's a lot more intriguing idea.
Back then.
Because I think what you're getting at with The Undertaker, if they would even bring him up, is it the Sting-Undertaker match. But I think if
But
Sting
it's not because Sting's not black and white Sting.
That's what I'm saying. If Sting goes to WWE, we probably don't ever get Crow Sting.
We're not going to get that.
So
if we don't get Crow Sting, then there is no... Well, there probably could be Icon versus Icon, you know, but just Surfer Sting, you know. Like the Sting you got a Sting shirt on right now. If he goes to WWE, he never becomes that Sting. We'll never get that Sting. You know what I'm saying?
And that leads me to my favorite version. My favorite version is the 1997 Starrcade Sting. Crow Sting. Not necessarily the beginning Crow with the short hair like you're saying, but he was already in it a while. His hair's already down to his shoulders. He's coming down.
And he was jacked.
He was
jacked.
Yeah, and then he had that cool fucking music that, you know, with lightning in the background and came out with the bat. I thought that was
and
cool.
Sting, you hear that dude, Bruce Buffer? Yeah, Michael Buffer.
This is
Sting from Atlanta, Georgia. Like, damn, they give me hyped, and it's just a single match for nothing.
That was.
Imagine how much money they were blowing on those every Monday nights main events that they had
bringing in Michael Buffer.
Hell yeah!
Monday Nitro.
Like, what the hell, dog?
That's that Ted Turner money. Dude.
Shout out to Sleazy E. Fucking yeah, what's his name?
The open checkbook.
What? Yeah, what's his name?
Ted Turner.
No, Eric Bischoff. My boy's like, who? Who? Sleazy E, motherfucker.
Yeah, you get this one man army versus the fucking 30-member NWO, even with their own fake Sting.
Hey, NWO doesn't happen.
Of what?
If Sting goes to WWE.
I don't know if you can say that because
but why would
NWO happen because of Hulk Hogan? Nothing to do with Sting.
But if Sting goes to WWE to go with Hulk Hogan never leaves to WCW, I think.
I don't know. People get tired. I think people were going to get fed or tired of with Hulk Hogan.
Not if you got a partner that can dance with you. And then maybe Hulk Hogan turns heel in WWE.
Look at Sting. Even taking his run in WCW, he couldn't be face paint good guy forever. He had to change too. So
the only reason he changed was because NWO came and got popular. If the NWO never came and got
to walk the line, and you know what? They get their butt beat because when you go to bed with the big boys, you're gonna feel some pain in the morning. You understand? Now, Road Warrior Hawk, let me tell you something, buddy. I've walked over better men than you to sidestep a good-looking gal on the way to the restroom. What you don't like about me is that I'm rich. I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth. You know where you were born? In the gutter. You're trash. You grew up lifting weights while I was whining and dining. Ooh, beautiful women. And let me tell you something, buddy. Listen real close. You are Chicago gutter trash.
Ooh, welcome back. Studio lights went out. Technical difficulties, but we back.
I forgot to charge the microphone. That's all that happened.
So we just now you just guys be able to see because of that technical difficulties. You were able to see Heel Rock on Friday night. So what are your thoughts on that?
It was a lot better promo than what you were describing. Nah, it was cool. Definitely heel Rock.
Of course, a better promo when you see Rock saying that. You know what I'm saying?
Go smoke some crack.
You know what I'm saying? He goes, "You a cactus loving crackheads." I was like, "Damn, he's going hard."
It's interesting. Definitely, I still feel like they're setting up. You can see obvious signs of.
Side note, hold on though, because she's on TV right now. Tiffany Stratton. She's pretty as hell. She's very attractive, but not only that, she does some crazy ass moves. She does just like she jumps to the third rope. Oh, Naomi's about to get jobbed out. Naomi left TNA Championship to get jobbed out in WWE. Damn. All right, but she's dope though. I'm gonna see. I had a video of her where she does like a spring rope off the third rope.
That's her main move.
Yeah, she's got the ability of Charlotte Flair, but looks way better. So she's gonna go far though. Charlotte Flair, I love Charlotte Flair, but she's kind of manly, you know. And this girl's crazy because she looks dope as hell, but you wouldn't even think she could wrestle. She wrestles like a beast.
So that leads to something that a lot of people are saying in the internet about.
People heel Rock's finger.
People like Tiff, like you were talking about Tiffany Stratton, and she has no wrestling experience and background. WWE signed her and a whole bunch of other like athletes and gymnasts and stuff like that a couple years ago, and they developed from the ground floor. Whereas AEW is like signing these veterans and people that have been wrestling for years. So different approaches altogether, and we see that it works. You see that this girl that doesn't have any experience or history really wrestling has got the whole crowd cheering for her.
But out of how many girls though? Come on.
I mean, yeah, but if you could find one out of every 100, or 200,
I'm pretty sure they went through thousands to find her.
But it says a lot too. That
she's as pretty as Mandy Rose was. She attracts everybody, but she's 10 years ahead of Mandy Rose wrestling wise. There's no way that Mandy. Look at the way she's physical in the ring. You know what I'm saying? Like she's ready to. It's gonna be her and Charlotte sooner or later. You know what I mean? Her and Really Ripley sooner or later. You know.
So heel Rock. And then you cut me off.
All right, let's go.
Yeah, I think obviously they're gonna set up something for Rock versus Roman, maybe next year's WrestleMania or something like that. But you hear the theories that when Rock comes out and puts his thumb up in the air or his L in the air with his thumb, he's not really
his
acknowledging.
Finger in the air with the thumb to make it look like a L, like something about like he's gonna lose and all this other shit.
Well, yeah, he's not really acknowledging Roman Reigns. He's saying that he's setting him up to lose. And I noticed that every time that he says those specific words, like "I'm gonna do everything I can."
He told me that this guy told that he's looking at the Rock.
He ain't looking at the Roman.
Yeah, he's looking
they
at
cut
Roman.
the camera. He's standing in a specific area, and
Roman's standing behind the camera.
He's wearing glasses the whole time, so you can't see where he's looking. And he's like, "I'm gonna do everything I can to make sure you do not walk out of WrestleMania the champ." I feel like he's talking to Roman, and he's gonna cost Roman the match. That's the only way Roman will agree to lose, is not because Cody beat him, but because a Rock cost him the match. And then eventually they'll set up their one-on-one for maybe next year's WrestleMania.
I guess that sounds pretty good. I think that, like I've told you before, that the way he ended that promo, he was on some McMahon shit where he was like, "Oh, I own the company. I can do what I want. Ain't no one back there gonna do shit. No vice president, whatever." So, like, I'm enjoying this Rock. He could, like, if he's not going back to movies no time soon, because all his movies still did good, but they didn't make the money that he was making before. So I guess, say he doesn't go back to movies for a while, and he stays in WWE and becomes the heel owner just like McMahon, and has Cody going at it with him, and you know what I'm saying? That would be dope. But
and
only time
Roman
will tell.
versus The Rock, who do you think's heel? Who do you think's face?
Most likely, it's gonna be Rock face because everybody loves to boo Roman, So I say Rock face because if he turns on Roman, how is he not a face?
Yeah, you got a point.
Heel Rock is a beast. All right, he makes Roman Reigns look like a little kid in that ring. We're both watching, you know. So how about how you told me earlier? There is no announcements for any WWE Hall of Famers yet, and we're already almost less than a month out.
Just about
Philadelphia, baby.
Just about a month out. Typically, traditionally, Hall of Fame is the night before, or lately they've been doing it like the SmackDown before, the Friday before, or whatever. Because now WrestleMania is 2 nights. So
it used to be on Saturday. Remember?
It used to be its own thing.
Saturday, yo.
But now look at like a month out. We have not yet heard one name. We heard rumors. There's nobody been announced, and I don't even know if there isn't even really a show announced.
Side note, real quick, talk about old school wrestlers, guys that been in the business forever and got the sour hand or the bad hand out of the business. But R.I.P. Ole Anderson, the original. I forgot what his team was when he was with
the Horseman?
No, but he was in a team called the Bruisers, or I forgot what it was. It was him and Tully Blanchard. But he was with the Four Horsemen. He's the original Four Horsemen, you know what I'm saying? And Virgil, Meat Sauce himself, Meat Sauce King himself, Virgil. You know, shout out, R.I.P.
What's your favorite Virgil match?
Favorite Virgil match is I don't even know what match he's been in. Coco Beware. But the only reason I do know him is because he beat me and the other man for that belt. And I guess like his star just didn't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like he got what he was supposed to get at.
Let's be honest. There's a reason why nobody of color really succeeded in that time period. Let me
tell you one name. Soul Man.
Don't do it.
All right, Soul Man and Tony Atlas.
They stuck them together as a tag team. They had one tag team championship run. Let's not say that they gave them the world title or nothing like that. You know.
Well, if you're like specifically a tag team wrestler, that is your world title.
But shout out Virgil. I wasn't even playing. I have a favorite Virgil match.
All right, tell me what it is.
Like his only one. WrestleMania 7, him versus the $1 Million Man. I believe
that's what I just said.
No, you said him versus Coco Beware.
I just making that up, but I was like, well, the one is when he beat this guy for the belt, and he has the belt, and it started to go nowhere. You know.
You gotta put up that picture too, Virgil, with his massive line at the
hell yeah
at the signings.
Fucking Virgil, man. He had an interesting Instagram page, you know, and they said he was sick and he was living like in a room or something. And then I see the last picture of him.
Joey Janela posted a very good tribute to him because apparently they went back a while.
Yeah, he really fucked with him.
He used to meet him at the little signings, like we said, and Virgil tried to hit him up for $20 for an autograph, and like I don't think he said he had it, but I think he gave him one anyway. They developed a friendship. They were always talking, and he kept him in a lot of his shows.
You know, he made sure he got paid. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up.
So Hall of Fame, a month out, not even nobody announced. We started talking about who do we think could be one of these announcements, like who is not in the Hall of Fame already that should be. So we got a list here. And there's a couple of people. The first two obvious reasons. Number one, Chris Benoit. Number two, Owen Hart. Both of them. Owen Hart should definitely be in the Hall of Fame, but we know the reason that he's not because the company and his wife they don't like each other. They've been in legal battles. She wants nothing for him. She doesn't want any footprint of him in WWE. So there's that. Chris Benoit murdering his wife, his son, despite a very good career in multiple companies, multiple championship reigns, main evented WrestleMania, left as a champion. You can't overlook no company wants to have someone like that as one of their spokesmen or one of their figureheads. So that'll probably never happen. So then we move on to other people.
Is there like a pro wrestling like
a regular just Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
not WWE. I think there is, but no one really gives a shit. I remember JR was announced to I think the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. It wasn't WWE, but like no one. There was like barely a video clip of it, you know.
Yeah.
Probably like a little placard you get or something. But here's a list of people that are currently not wrestling because they got people like CM Punk and The Rock on there, but I don't consider them as eligible. They're still doing their thing. Maybe once they retire, for sure. Yeah. So these are
The
people.
Rock could get it.
No, they will. But I'm saying like,
not this year.
here's our people that are not wrestling, that are not in the Hall of Fame. China. Is she in? Should she be in or not?
Got in.
No,
With
they.
DX.
Do you consider that? So that's a good question. Do you consider like if China's in the Hall of Fame with DX that China is a Hall of Famer?
She should be on her own because she was.
Or is DX the Hall of Famer? You know what I'm saying?
I know that. You can say that about the Horsemen too, and Ric Flair got in, and none of the rest.
Because then eventually, yeah, Ric Flair's like got 3 rings already. You know.
But I say China should get in on her own for the simple fact of if you ever really want to know about. Like if you like if there's young viewers out there that really don't no clue about what China was and what China is, they got a pretty cool A&E biography about her. Also, if you ever seen, you go on YouTube and it's free. We might do a watch along for this one.
Yeah, on the mat.
No. If you guys ever remember, I know you got some throwback dudes with us here, but they used to have this show on MTV called True Life.
Oh, I
And
remember.
They had True Life. I'm a wrestler, and it followed Triple H. Well, it followed a couple of wrestlers, but the main one was Triple H and China. And she talks about the difficulties in being wrestling. It's another side of Triple H and China that you did not see, and see how she like slowly progressed and slowly became crazy. And I watched a little bit. Like I watched the whole thing a million times, but you don't remember half the stuff you watch. So like I was watching a little bit yesterday, and I'm trying to look because they're showing a bunch of indie wrestlers, showing a bunch of wrestlers in general, and I'm trying to see if I see any young wrestlers.
On a side note, hold on, you got to put a picture up side by side. Bailey's wearing Takeshita's jacket right now.
Damn.
He lost and he came out in the black leather. We know why now. We got to put up those two side by side.
Damn.
But anyway, China, True Life.
Yeah, China. Look up MTV True Life. I'm a professional wrestler, and you won't be disappointed. It's a great, I guess, mini documentary. You know what I'm saying? But I'm surprised WWE let them film and do all that shit. But it's MTV, so they had a good relationship with MTV since the '80s. You know what I'm saying? So.
And you can't deny that she's a fucking trailblazer. Fucking in that era, the divas or the women's division was what? Jacqueline, Ivory, Deborah.
She had the belt, and she was just whooping everybody to the point where she has like interviews where she was like, "I was tired of beating all the girls.
She wanted to fight men.
I wanted to fight dudes, and all these girls were nothing."
First woman in the Royal Rumble, Intercontinental champion.
They said that there was talks of her winning the World Heavyweight title.
Who was the champion back then?
Stone Cold.
Oh. I mean, maybe, I could say the Attitude Era was pretty wild,
I mean, interference. You know what I'm saying? Triple H or whoever.
Maybe for like a week, like one Raw, and then the next week.
Yeah, and he goes, "I need my belt back," and then he just goes into his clobbers her, But
all right, the next that's a tag team, Demolition.
Demolition. I don't know. I thought they
you got teams. You got teams like Edge and Christian, the Dudley Boys. You have teams like the Hart Foundation, but no Demolition, not yet.
That sounds pretty good, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
When I give you these names, you just give me a yes or no. Are they Hall of Fame worthy?
The Hall of Fame, yeah.
Bam Bam Bigelow.
Hell yeah. I thought he was in the Hall of Fame already.
Nope.
Bigelow's in the Hall of Fame, though. He's in the Hall of Fame. My phone's dead. Let me charge it. Bigelow's in the Hall of Fame.
I don't think so.
No? All you gotta do is say it's Bam Bam Bigelow in the Hall of Fame, sir. My boy's over here. I don't think so. Phone ain't even on. I
got the list up. Hold on.
But I think Bam Bam is in the Hall of Fame already. For some reason, I got that feeling. You don't think he is?
Is Bam Bam Bigelow in the Hall of Fame? He hasn't been inducted into the Hall of Fame.
He has not.
Because you wouldn't believe me.
Yep. That's why we got Google and Siri and everything.
Brian
else.
Pillman.
I'll say it's overdue. He should have been in the Hall of Fame because of the great impact he had on the wrestling business in just a short time. I know he was.
What are you referring to? Like,
I know he was in the business for a while, but after he left WCW and he had his whole crazy gimmick in ECW and then brought it to WWE because he couldn't fly anymore. It's sort of like he's like the rich man's Raven. You know how you say it was to be a downgrade if he's the poor
I
man's
see
Raven.
that. Yeah.
Well, he was the Raven for WWF.
Lex Luger.
I mean, I guess he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I'm not sure, but I heard he was an asshole, and I'm not saying that he killed Miss Elizabeth, but he was with her and he enabled her to drugs. But I don't really know, But it's just going off what I heard. So
Well,
for that
yes, he
simple
did.
fact,
He was there with Miss Elizabeth when they were doing drugs when they overdosed. He was an asshole back in the day. I think I started hearing about maybe 10 years ago or something though that he really turned his life around when he started his health declining and stuff like that. He turned to God, and he's been ever since then. He's been real cool. And
but Miss Elizabeth's still dead. So
I mean,
fuck
did
Lex
he?
Fuck.
I mean, did he like? You know what I'm saying? Like
Let
we're
me-
all adults here.
Let me tell you
Like,
something. Fuck Lex Luger.
So what about Miss Elizabeth?
Hall of Fame all day.
Why?
She was the
Why?
first lady of wrestling. I mean, they had other ladies in wrestling, but she was the first lady of the World Wrestling Federation. And what is it? A World Wrestling Federation or WWE Hall of Fame? You can see, like, oh yeah, there was plenty of women like Medusa and whoever, but that was before they came into WWE, and she was the first one in the '80s that people really cared about.
All right,
No one cared about a valet until she came.
Here's a real wrestling. Only real wrestlers would know the real answer to this question. Wrestling fans, should I say? Jim Johnson. Should he be in the Hall of Fame? If you don't know who Jim Johnson
Let me
is,
tell you something. I don't know who Jim Johnson. I don't know who the hell Jim Johnson is, nigga. Who's Jim Johnson? Is that the guy that does the music?
yes. So pretty much every wrestler's theme song, from Hulk Hogan's, Hulk Hogan to Warrior to Bret Hart, Undertaker, all probably all the way up to like the Attitude Era, and even including the Attitude Era.
Did
He was
just
like the
retire?
main composer until they started bringing in like
Professional guys.
real like producers, and like they had their own studio and stuff like that. That's when he stepped back and he retired. But if you think about any iconic wrestler in WWE's theme music, he pretty much created it.
That's what's up. He should be. Why is he not?
That's what I'm saying. Like, he was not necessarily a wrestler, but his impact.
So
is
what
fucking-
if what is that dude's name? That
the
comedian?
Undertaker's theme song? He made that shit. Shawn Michaels.
What's that dude's name? He's in the Hall of Fame. He's a celebrity. He went in the ring, and then Kane came in the ring, and he jumped out the
Pete
ring.
Rose.
No,
Drew Carey.
Drew Carey. If Drew Carey is in the Hall of Fame, right?
Well, they have a celebrity wing,
So why can't Dude be in there?
He's not a celebrity. He was
Oh
an
my
employee. He should go on his own. No celebrity wing. That's my opinion.
Yeah, hell yeah. He's the one that created all your favorite theme songs.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
Very iconic. I used to buy those CDs, those fucking
Hell yeah.
the music CDs with all the
He
wrestling.
did the
things.
rap ones too.
Which rap? Like, I don't think he did John Cena's.
No, but like, remember when they came out with like a new version of whatever song, and they would have
Oh, that era with the Ruthless Aggression, where like
yeah.
DMX was doing the DX theme and shit.
Not DMX,
DMC.
Yeah, DMX is not doing no song.
2 out of 3 initials ain't bad.
R.I.P. DMX.
All right, let's keep going down. Sable.
Well, I would say before my boy got leaked in those allegations,
Yeah,
she's definitely gonna be in the Hall of Fame. But right now, she's done.
Psycho Sid. Sid Vicious.
Yeah, hell yeah. Shout out Sid Vicious. If we see you this weekend, or not this weekend, but Philadelphia WrestleMania weekend.
3 companies, I believe, at least. Right? He was in all of them.
Yeah,
WWE, WCW, ECW. World Champion.
NWA, AEW, or NWA.
WrestleMania main event.
Yo.
The Big Show. That's pretty.
Yeah, he deserves it. Hell yeah. I just don't like him as a wrestler, because like I didn't really enjoy any of his matches or anything he ever did in the wrestling business. But the only thing that I found entertaining about the Big Show is when he used to come out dressed like wrestlers.
I love my boy Scott Hall.
Oh yeah, Why not?
Well,
Why is it?
No, it's
That's a big pop-up.
yeah. So Google isn't always exactly right. They got a picture of, and I think Scott Hall is in the Hall of Fame. Razor Ramon, bad guys,
Both
bad times don't last. Bad guys do. Scott Steiner in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, they both are. The brothers got inducted last year.
Well, no, that's again by himself. Do you think?
By himself? No.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should be in by himself for the simple fact that he had a sick ass run in WCW, and then he came in and they screwed him over when Triple H didn't want to put him over, and
That's a whole fucking episode about that time of Triple H.
yeah,
screwing over people.
Hell yeah, and he's probably still doing it to this day. But you know,
Vader.
hell yeah, Vader's in the Hall of Fame.
He is, isn't he?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that one he is.
His son was there to do it, or his wife. I think.
They brought the masks.
Yeah,
I remember that.
the Japanese one where he did it. Well, not Japanese, but WCW.
All right, so I mean, there's some people out there, you know, they could
They need
definitely
to
get a
get
good
to the Hall
group
of Fame.
to choose from, but we have no announcements yet. So we're gonna
No
see.
announcements of anything, not even nothing, not even. When they usually do it, it's got to be at least 2 months.
Bro, sometimes they would announce it like fucking half a year before the actual event.
For real?
Yeah, they would like announce people like once every like month, you know, like for like 6 months leading up to it.
So what about
Is there going to be a Hall of Fame this year?
what about CM Punk being the special guest referee for Drew McIntyre's match because Drew McIntyre's been shitting on him hard. What are you looking up to see who's if there is gonna be one? There gotta be one. Why would there not be? It's WrestleMania 40.
I mean, it's all there's nothing announced. Everything's about predicting. Maybe Batista's the big rumor.
Not bad because they've been posting pictures of him and Triple H. I've seen a couple of them. So what do you think about that? What I just told you.
I don't know how my boy CM Punk's got like a Tone Rotator cuff and he's supposed to be like a fucking referee smacking his arm down.
How's he gonna do it?
That's what
Oh
I'm
yeah,
saying.
I didn't even think about that shit. Look at Braun Breaker.
Braun Steiner.
Braun Steiner. They gotta change his name already. So you don't think that's gonna happen?
It's wishful thinking.
He screws over McIntyre, and then they have
Maybe
a
not the
years-long
referee,
feud.
but like a run-in. Yeah, some kind of thing. He in that press conference, he did say, he kept saying a lot like, you know, I may not be able to fight, but I can still talk, you know, and so we'll see.
Do you think that? Oh, he's probably be announcer. Or not
We're not gonna
announcer,
be able
but
to hear him.
commentary for the because we're gonna be at. Well, you know, put it in your ear.
Pull up
That's
the phone.
dumb. They should have a thing in the stadium where you could
Here, yeah.
No, but like sync in your phone or some code or whatever that you could hear the announcers.
Well,
and
I could
put in
put-
your headphone.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Yeah, you can pull it up on your phone, like on the app, but then it's not live.
Yeah, it's
So, like, you're on a delay.
gonna be off. Yeah. Hell yeah, you know. But so what's the next thing? Oh yeah, I had another. Let's see, I got it. Give me a second. Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you about. You remember back in the days when they used to have their preview show on the
TV Guide channel?
the TV Guide channel. That was the good old days, man.
The
And it
free
was
for all.
Free for all, yo.
They'd have like a Savio Vega versus like Goldust
Yo,
match.
in that little box. Oh man, that's.
I used to watch that shit, dude. I used to watch everything.
I would watch that because I was like, man, I can't get the pay per view, so I'm gonna sit right here and just watch this right now, and then later on learn about it.
When it happened live, did you watch that Super Bowl halftime fight with
Oh, hell
Mankind
yeah,
and
hell yeah.
Rock?
Me, my father, my, because we used to always go by my grandfather's house and watch the Super Bowl. So he always had a Super Bowl party all the time. And we were there that day, and I remember boom, it was halftime, and I was watching it in my grandma's house, and that was awesome.
It
bro.
was cool.
That was
That's my point. Is
awesome,
back
bro.
then I watched everything. You brought up the True Lives on MTV. I watched that shit. Remember I watched the Tough Enoughs. Did you watch the
Hell
Tough
yeah,
Enoughs?
all the time. The, Tough
The
Enough were
original
shit.
ones were the
Hell
shit.
yeah.
Fucking yeah, anything that had to do involving
Wrestling
we were
back
on
then.
that shit.
Hell
I
yeah.
remember A&E had a couple of little documentaries, but back in the day, like they were not associated with any company. Like they just ran their own shit. They would talk about WCW and WWF and just like how popular it was and shit like that.
Think about this. It's so crazy that WWF was so popular at that time that they were gonna go against the NFL because it wasn't like, oh, I'm partners with the NFL, so when the halftime comes, we're gonna show the WWF stuff. You had to put it on USA, so you had to change the channel from the Super Bowl halftime show to watch this if you're a real wrestling fan. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure at that time there was a lot more people switching from the NFL to that wrestling show that weren't real hardcore wrestling fans, but just it was just hot at the time. And like The Rock said in his interview, I'm trying to make wrestling cool again, or I have made wrestling cool again in a condescending tone. You know, like it was a different time then. You know,
That's how I knew.
look at Jake Cargill.
That's how I knew wrestling was on a different level. I'm not even exaggerating when I say that, like, of course, I watched it my whole life, but there was a point in that Attitude Era where my family would come over for the pay-per-views. And when I say family, I don't mean my boy cousins or like that. My aunts, my girl cousins, my sisters, like my mom, my dad would watch it, like, and they would be into it. They would know the storylines, and like they would. It was a hell of a time. We would all watch it on the black box, getting the free pay-per-views.
Oh yeah,
Fucking,
those are good times, boy.
they loved the drama. It was all drama with the McMahon family and fucking Stephanie, Shane, Vince, Linda, all that. It was great.
It was a good time. It was a good time. Did you see Jade Cargill? How huge she was compared to those other girls?
Well, the Asian girl was like 4'10".
I guess, right? Now think about this, right? 86% of fans say AEW feels less fun than it did its earlier years.
I'm part of that 86.
And we've been said that.
That was our episode 2 episodes ago. You know?
Oh yeah, a month ago we were talking about that. You know, they're a little behind. You know,
We tried. We just caught up on Dynamite right now last week, and you know what? It is what it is.
for the time being, they could always get better.
It used to be a lot better. I remember it was like can't miss at one point.
Maybe they got to get that dude from Impact, Scott D'Amore. Get him to come in and run the company, or just
I think they need another big signing. And I don't know, because right now WWE is so hot that I don't think anybody with any kind of business sense would choose AEW over WWE at this point. But there was a boom there back in the day when Punk got there and Cole was going there, Bryan Danielson. You just assume like everybody, as soon as they left WWE, they were just gonna go WWE or AEW.
Yeah, AEW.
So and now it's like the other way around. Now everyone's just can't wait to leave AEW to go to WWE.
Let me tell you something. AEW's viewership might have went down. People might think it's lackluster or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But not Saturday night, but Sunday night they're going to have the pay-per-view. This guy told me Saturday night, hey, it's on.
I've seen clips.
It's tomorrow night. And it's kind of dumb because we should have thought about that, because we're like Collision's on Saturdays. So they're probably going to do all their shows on Sundays now. You know what I'm saying? But not even that. Like you said, it's lackluster, whatever. Nobody's watching it. Everybody's getting tired of it. Takeshita and Will Ospreay is going to be one hell of a match. That itself, if it was produced right, like promoted right, had a video package that was done right, there's no lead up to this match. This is what I do not like about AEW. Will Ospreay has been out of the country, finishing his obligations off in other promotions, doing whatever. You're telling me that all the money that Tony got, these are your two stars that are going to carry the company, I think. Takeshita and they're going to be Sammy Guevara. Remember when they said Sammy Guevara? Sammy Guevara is an Al Snow of this time. You know what I'm saying? He's nothing, bro. I don't like him. And it's not even the fact that I don't like him, whatever. Just look at the way he is, his promo skills, everything. Does that scream to A+ talent?
No.
So you're thinking about, you got two of the best dudes. Will Ospreay's great on the mic. Takeshita can't speak on the mic, but he's got the mouthpiece, Don Callis, and they're all in the same group.
Dog Callis.
So you're telling me he couldn't have showed up in wherever the hell he was at, DDP Pro Wrestling or New Japan Pro Wrestling, and just not actually attack Will Ospreay, but just get into the mix a little bit, where you're still like, he's my partner, but he's on the edge of like, at any moment he could just turn on me, to build some sort of suspense to this match. And we don't got that. It's just, all right, they're gonna fight, that's it.
Tony Khan expects his fans to just be hardcore enough that they know every single thing about these guys. And let me tell you something. Takeshita versus Ospreay is a hell of a match. But with no story behind it, all you have is just good wrestler versus good wrestler.
Yep.
And that can only bring you so far. Like, okay, yes. Are they let's just be straight up. Let's be straight up. Are they gonna pull out anything spectacular that we haven't seen already? They've shown us great matches already. Will Ospreay, how many great matches? He's like every match we see from him is great. Takeshita is an up and comer. He's probably good, like you said. He's in the future. So, like, unless they're gonna do something that we haven't seen before, this is not something that's gonna like break the bank or like make it. I
have a feeling that this is gonna be a great match, and at the end, Don Callis is gonna cause Will Ospreay the match because Will Ospreay is gonna diff from that group, and you know what I'm saying. Maybe that will start. Maybe they'll have another match. And then they could build up from that.
Wasn't Will Ospreay in Don Callis' group?
They are in the same group. That's why he came out and he told them, we're going to have you guys are going to fight. Why did they start fighting each other? Like, I don't know. But it's going to be a great match because they probably have nothing else to like. You know why? You know why the viewership is down in AEW? Only one word. Well, I guess it's 2 words. Adam Cole. All right, and that whole stupid group he got, they didn't get over in Ring of Honor, and they ain't getting over here. You know what I'm saying? It's terrible, bro. The only guy that I like there, that's legit, is that dude that was in the wheelchair.
That was probably the last time AEW was exciting, when you didn't know who the devil was. And there was a good, there was a mystery behind it. He would come up, we're just curious to know. It was a lot of possibilities. And then after it was revealed that it was Adam Cole, it was just kind of like a dud. If you're going to make this big reveal about a guy that can't even wrestle, is still going to be coming out in crutches, then what's the point?
Yep, exactly. That makes no sense. Now you got this guy, you're paying him, and he's just on TV getting wheeled out, whatever, you know what I'm saying? He should at least have, what did he break, his ankle? Yeah. So he could get one of those carts where you put your knee in, and you could just walk like that, you know what I'm saying? Instead of being in a fucking wheelchair looking helpless. You're already, like... Never want to body shame nobody, but my boy's a professional wrestler, and he should be in tip-top shape. And maybe it's genetics that he can't get, like, cut at least, But then you got him in a wheelchair, and it's like, bro.
And then even when he's standing up, you see him standing up next to people like Wardlow, and it's just like...
And Wardlow's a jobber.
And Wardlow's not that big.
Think about this, right? Kenny Omega is an unbelievable wrestler, right? He had great matches. He was the belt collector. He was the AEW champion. I don't know if he was still the longest. I think it was MJF. It was it's just like Kenny Omega's a mega star out of WWE. But at the same time, not putting no shade to a Randy Orton, saying Randy Orton ain't shit or whatever. But he don't even touch the candle to Randy Orton. You know what I'm saying? And Randy Orton is not even on the top 10 or top 5 WWE or WWF like wrestlers. You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he is.
Top 5?
Not top 5.
All right,
top
I just
10.
said top 5.
Well, let me tell you something. He's a 15-time champion.
I know that. So is Ric Flair. Well, Ric Flair ain't fucking top 5 WWE guy. But I'm just saying, Kenny Omega is an awesome mega star. He's probably the biggest star right now AEW has that's not active. You know what I'm saying? But he's the most over guy, and he can't even. Damn, memory. Michael Jones, Virgil. Remember they named him Virgil because that was a dig at Dusty Rhodes, yo.
He was a server for the $1 Million Man. People say it was like Vince McMahon. So.
Oh yeah, when he went to WCW, he was NWO. Yeah, Vincent.
The boy's whole career was just a joke.
Hey, he got paid though, man. He had a lot of money, bro, and he blew through it. Man. You know what I'm saying? If you're a professional wrestler and WCW's paying for everything that you're doing, like at that time WCW is paying for your flight, for your hotel, for your food, whatever, and you're getting $2 million a year.
Fucking hold on. Virgil was not getting $2 million a year in WCW.
How much he was getting?
Set like maybe $500K, $700K.
That's still a lot of money.
It's a lot of money, but people aren't even making $2 million nowadays. You know what I'm saying? And now look at that inflation. I know he wasn't making that much.
How much you think Scott Hall and them were making?
Those people were probably 2.
$2 million?
Yeah.
Man.
Remember, this is back in the day. This is like 96?
You think Hulk Hogan was only making $2 million?
No,
How
I
much he
didn't
making?
say that. I think they were making.
How
I
much
think
Hulk
Hogan
Hogan
was
made?
making the most. Probably 5 million back in 1996 is probably worth like
wager in WCW in 1998.
5 million a year in 1995 is probably the equivalent of like 20 million nowadays.
You think so?
It was a lot. Things were a lot cheaper.
We're gonna see right now. I got that. I got it right here, boy.
You buy a house for like fucking $32,000.
Hey, you get it now too. You're just in Harvey.
So here I got the rest of the. While you looked that up, I got the rest of the card for the Revolution tomorrow. FTR versus the Blackpool Combat Club, Claudio and John Moxley. Who do you think's gonna win?
You said Claudio and John Moxley
Versus
are fighting each other?
Versus FTR.
For what? Just to fight?
Just the match, yeah.
I'm gonna go with FTR.
Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs versus Lance Archer, your boy, versus Chris Jericho versus Hook versus Brian Cage versus Magnus versus Dante Martin. What the fuck is Dante Martin doing?
Magnus? I thought Magnus was the general manager in SmackDown or Raw. Or whatever.
I thought so too. It says Magnus, dude. Eight-man scramble for a future AEW World Championship match. Let me give you those names again. Wardlow, Powerhouse Hobbs, Lance Archer, Chris Jericho, Hook, Brian Cage, Magnus, Dante Martin.
Let me tell you something. Who in this jobber group is going to deserve a world championship? It's going to be Chris Jericho.
No. Triangle Chest Jericho? No, they're not giving him
Who you got?
It's not Dante Martin. It's not Jericho. We still debating on who Magnus is. I say Powerhouse Hobbs or Wardlow.
Maybe Wardlow, but
remember, it's a championship match. Doesn't mean they're giving him the belt.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they wouldn't mind Hobbs losing in a championship match. You know what I'm saying?
Hobbs could be their Soul Man Jones.
Who the fuck is that?
Rock's dead, man. Soul Man. Rocky.
Yes, you gotta write the second time. We're gonna look up who Soul Man Jones is. You look at me like I'm crazy when I was like, who?
But you should already know Buffer.
Soul Man Jones. I thought, hey, maybe I was like, was there a Soul Man Jones?
Sounds like a good name.
Bloody Murphy.
Oh shit!
All right, your next match: Christian Cage versus Daniel Garcia for the TNT Championship.
Christian Cage, baby. I love his gimmick right now. He's got his beautiful blonde wife with him, his adopted son.
His stepson.
Yo, he got his fucking dog. Kill Switch.
All right. We already talked about Takeshita Ospreay. We'll say that for the end. Orange Cassidy versus your boy Roderick Strong for the AEW International.
I think Roderick Strong's getting that belt.
Yeah, I think they've done enough with Orange Cassidy. They can only do so much, you know.
Oh,
yeah, I think that's probably going to be the case as well. Timeless Tony Storm versus Deonna Purrazzo for the Women's Championship.
I want Deonna Purrazzo to win, but I think Timeless because it's still her time.
Deonna just got there. It's kind of you can't just switch it up. All right, last two matches. The championship match, Samoa Joe versus Hangman Page versus Swerve Strickland.
I'm going with Swerve, but I think it's going to be Samoa Joe because he's not going to lose his belt on his first defense.
Is it his first defense?
Yes, sir.
Jesus. I feel like it's been a half a year that he's been champion already. I don't know. I feel like it's when I see Joe come out with the belt, he's a fucking legend. He's great, but I don't. At this point in AEW's stance, I think they need something to push the envelope. Samoa Joe is just not doing it for me. He's a good hand, but I think they need to be a new, fresh face. I think Swerve Strickland, if they put the belt and make a first African American world champion, and he's hot right now, it's something to get them back, like talking about them again.
If they honestly, want me to tell you what's gonna happen? If they put the belt on Swerve Strickland right now and he takes off with that, you know where he's going next, right? Right back to WWE.
No. Hold on. Before you change the subject, look at what fucking they just did to fucking Naomi, who was a world champion, who went back to WWE and jobbed on her first fucking match.
I love Naomi, but
TV.
She's a bum as a wrestler. You know what I'm saying? She got the glow. That's it.
I feel like even though Vince is gone, that I think just that company is just a little racist.
I mean, what company isn't a little racist? Everybody's run by white people, you know.
You know what I'm saying? Like, look at they have a world champion and Bobby Lashley there that they just don't do shit with, who could be believable.
But what are you gonna do with them? Everything's occupied right now. You got too many heads. You know
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Roman's doing his thing. That's why they made this other belt. But Seth is just kind of just dancing out with it. He's just really hurt. He's trying to mend so he can get healed for the WrestleMania match. But in the meantime, that belt's just sitting there doing nothing.
Getting rusted.
Just it's the same issue that you had. It's the whole reason why you made it.
I kind of like that they're showing their rank, their what would that be? Rating?
Their ratings.
It says, look at it. I like how they're showing that. This dude's 78. Oh, he's got hit. When they having a hardcore match on SmackDown? I didn't know this was happening.
Well, you know when they come out in jeans. Means business.
Carlito, my boy, is his regular outfit.
All right, we got last match. Sting's last match. Sting and Darby Allin versus Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. That's what they're calling him now?
Yeah. That's what it says right there.
Matthew and Nicholas Jackson. They're not even the Young Bucks no more. Yeah. They're Matthew and Nicholas Jackson.
I want to see what music they come out to because I haven't seen it. You know, but I'm gonna say.
Well, yeah. So basically, your predictions. How does Sting end his last match?
Did we talk about this already?
I talked about my theory about what I think about the swerve.
Right now, I say it looks terrible, but I think Sting's gonna go out on his back, and the Young Bucks are gonna win the belt.
Yeah,
you know, I hope it doesn't happen like that, but I got a great feeling.
Does Sting dive off of something?
I say he does. One last dive.
Let's take a bet.
You know? Like he's in The Wrestler. They told me he can't dive no more. He's like, I got one more dive left in me. I'm saving it for what is it, Revolution? So what do you say?
Yeah, like I mentioned before, there's a couple of different avenues they could take, but those are like the ones I brought up are like I hope that they do them, but realistically, it's probably going to be like you said. This is probably going to be the last match, and unfortunately, they're probably going to end up fucking. I don't know why they threw the belts on Sting and Darby anyway. They should have threw them on the Bucks and maybe have Sting win them and retire.
That's kind of to me feels how like Tony Khan's like, oh, I'm gonna just give him the belt because just to give him the belt. Like it kind of feels like that way. Hopefully, it's not. Hopefully, this is not Sting's last match, but it all looks like it really is because if he's coming down from the Raptors on Dynamite, I pretty much think that's gonna be the end of Stinger. Blonde Sting, my favorite. Ooh, Ric Flair all fat right there, boy. He kind of looks like a woman, no? Right, or am I tripping?
I'm going to send it to you.
Ooh, how about my boy Tama Tonga coming to WWE? Bloodline, boy. What do you think he's going to do? You think he's going to help them out, or they said he can show up at any time?
I think that he's going to do exactly what a Solo Sikoa is doing. What if he comes out and he's the one that fucking cost Cody?
That's what I was saying. What I was saying, man.
But no, I think it's cool. I think the Bloodline needs some fresh face. It needs some fresh. Rock's not going to be there forever. He's there for Mania season. When Mania's done, Rock's gone, I think, in my opinion.
Hell yeah.
So the Bloodline storyline needs a little rejuvenation, some more faces. Tama Tonga's already there. We hear that Jacob Fatu is coming. And if you see him in the ring and you see his size, you just know that he's just destined for fucking WWE.
Jacob Fatu, hell yeah. He's destined to whoop Roman. He's destined to take over the Bloodline, I think.
And he looks like a fucking savage.
Beast, like a savage. I love him. You don't fuck with him because you don't watch MLW.
I'm the one talking about him.
You don't watch MLW. And I tried telling him to watch MLW.
I'm trying to go see him live in Philly.
Where's he going to be at?
In Philadelphia.
But what show though?
Oh
yeah, the GCW show, right? After night 1 of Mania?
I think it might be one of the GCW shows.
Shout out GCW. We're going to be there, baby. I'm gonna do a nice little video vlog for us, post it up. Ooh, Rey Mysterio came back on the crutches. So it's 2 Mexican groups. Those Mexican on Mexican crime right here. What kind of mask does Rey Mysterio have on right here? Do you see it?
It's like that full. Yeah, I see. He came out in that one before.
Yeah, it seems. It looks kind of like a Darth Vader. I don't care what they say. It probably hurts getting hit by those stupid things. I think they use real ones. Did they use real ones? Real crutches?
Yeah, because you could just tell by the way that they don't break.
And they're just taking the hits, right? Didn't we just...
I mean, he's not swinging 100%.
Did they see AEW using a crutch on Wednesday, and they're like, you know what? We're going to use the crutch on Friday. Is that what I'm watching right here? Are they going to fight at WrestleMania?
That's probably what they're setting up, yeah, for sure.
Like a street fight?
Maybe not a street fight, but definitely these two.
Oh. To me, that backstabber is the worst move in the world. Unless you're going to hit it and dude falls on his back. He just fell right on his legs. So he just forgot. Oh, who's that? Is that the Usos?
Where?
Oh, they just jumped over all crazy. You ain't watching.
I'm looking for
what you're doing.
I'm looking for the fucking show you told me to look for.
You said GCW at night. Look at them. They're hugging too close, bro. Ooh, they're going to start dancing. The Caribbean heat, boy. Carlitos Puerto Rican, right?
Yeah. That's why it's LWO,
It kind of looks like the Great Muta in that mask. Look at Rey still got them Gucci Jordans on. Ooh, look at who's that right there. The Viper. So you can't find the show, huh? Well, Jacob Fatu is supposed to be at some GCW show after night 1, I think, of WrestleMania. Are you gonna get that WWE 2K24?
I definitely am.
I definitely am. You hear my boy? Definitely.
I usually get.
He's gonna pre-order it too.
I usually get like an updated 2K like every couple years. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't had one in a minute, so I need a new one. And this one's got all the. If you get that version, the 40-year version, you got all them legends in there.
Ooh, look at my boy Dusty. So I want to wrap it up with you. What's going on? You still haven't found that, huh?
No, because you had me stop to look to watch fucking.
Oh damn! Who's that?
We're gonna talk about the mask, so I'm gonna send you this.
You got the mask of my boy Shaquille O'Neal, Shaq Steele. But yeah, guess we're gonna end it right here, boy. Got anything else to say?
Eventually, we're gonna fucking finish our tournament.
Oh yeah, we're gonna finish the tournaments. We're gonna try to post more content. I keep trying to post it, but we're gonna do
Philly
it
over the WrestleMania weekend.
Yep. Any
look out for some guys handing out some stickers.
Yeah, we're gonna be giving out stickers and shirts all over Philly. Wrestling with We try to build the channel up. That's gonna be a great weekend. Shout out to everybody going. Be safe out there. We're going to end it for tonight. Got to turn the lights to the studio off. This guy technical difficulties.
Let's charge the lights up this time.
All right, remember, like, subscribe, and share. And hit that notification bell so you get...
Those guys playing on the sax.
Ooh, saxophone. All right, we're going to let you go out with the saxophone.
Acknowledge him.
Acknowledge the. Oh, he's doing the bloodline or Roman Reigns song. I just heard a saxophone playing. Ooh, that's pretty dope. Ooh. Bloodline, baby. Even though I don't fuck with them and I want Cody, I'm still gonna have my hand in the air with the left hand, not the right hand.
With the thumb.
You know, with the thumb, the rock thumb. That's got to be on the shirt. All right, guys. Appreciate it. We gone.
We are Wrestling with Weed, the podcast.